Namo tassa bhagavatu arahatu samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavatu arahatu samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavatu arahatu samma sambuddhassa. Today's topic that we decided is very important. Actually, I wanted to discuss this thing, using some whiteboard and some pens because there is something that need to be explained with some example. However, we will try our best. Okay. And so, as you know, we said today we will talk about something called the how how lucky we are in a sense. I think over the weeks I was talking about being a human being is a rare things, and we got it, and then uh, but how much we can understand this rareness is also very important, because once we do not understand the value of the things that we have, that we got, we don't see how lucky we are. So in this sense, that is like the being a human, being born as a human beings, as we discussed in the Samyutta Nikaya, Anamatagga Vagga, there are so many rare things. One thing is like being born as a human beings, but not only as a human beings, but having all the faculty. Like, for example, we can see, we can hear, we can talk, we can move. It's also very important things. And not only that, but also whenever we are born as a human beings, and during this time, Dhamma is there. Okay. So that is also very, the another rare things. And sometimes you see we are born as a human beings. We can see, we can hear, we can move. That means our, sense of working, our, the faculty is working, plus Dhamma is existing. I mean, Dhamma is available. But are we willing to listen that Dhamma and take the benefits from Dhamma? Also very important things. So that is what I'm going to talk today about it. Now, in traditional way, in traditional country, we know that listening Dhamma is not the very uncommon thing, right? For example, if you go like Theravada country or Mahayana, Buddhist major country like Sri Lanka, Thailand, Myanmar. So on the other hand, where the Buddhism is existing, like Hong Kong, China, or Taiwan, Vietnam, Laos. I mean, where the majority is Buddhist. So you will see that listening Dhamma, opportunity to listen Dhamma, opportunity to visit the temple, opportunity to have a Dhamma discussion, Dhamma listening is not the rare things. But listening Dhamma is one thing, and we are happen to we are happen to listen Dhamma is another things. So and these Dhamma is not coming, the easily. I mean, though these things can be seen in the traditional country, like regularly happening, but not all over the world. Good example, one of my friend a few years back from Egypt. So I had a very long discussion about the connection of Dharma, and wanted to, the listen Dharma, and wanted to even ordain as a monastic member. But due to their society, they had difficulties. But happily, last year, he got a chance to visit, the Buddhist country, and he got the ordination, and now he's practicing these teachings. So, yes, it is true that there are so difficulties around the world to listen Dhamma, to have the connection with the Dhamma, but still it's based on how much effort you give. That is also important. Okay. Now to listen Dhamma, okay, to listen Dhamma, to discuss the Dhamma, to learn the Dhamma, there should be Dharma in the world. Okay. Now, what Dharma I'm talking is not about the phenomena. I'm talking about the teachings of the Buddha. Okay. So here I'm referring to the Dhamma, that is the teachings of the Buddha. Now, what are the teachings of the Buddha? Okay, what are the characteristics of the teachings of the Buddha is a good also question. Now, or why Dhamma? Why we need the Dhamma? Or like, and who give this Dhamma? Who teach this Dhamma? Who discover this Dhamma? Okay, so this is Dhamma is I think long ago I have given you a kind of definitions, which is like Dhamma is sometimes holding us. Dhamma holding the sentient beings from what? From failing, the falling down into the, the falling down to the, falling down to the, like, the unfortunate realms, right? So, I mean, what? Like, okay, let me tell it this in this way. There's a two words. It's called the hiri ottap, shame and fear. These two things very important. What is the, the hiri and ottappa? Fear, fear to do the wrong thing, shame to do the wrong thing. Now, once these two things the cannot, two things is not in our life, so we don't, fear or shame to the wrong things, then we do whatever we wish to like to do. Okay. So if we do whatever comes into my mind, do you think we will do the very good things? No. Another way is like, it is like untrained mind. The mind which is not trained is always stick with the negative things. That's the reality actually. It's like the river going down. So untrained mind always find difficulties, negatives, others wrong, the stick with the something, the complicated thing, negative thing, accusing, the doing, this all is trying to fulfill our faculty. So in other way, as we have said about many times about the dukkha or suffering. Okay, this suffering is what? This suffering mainly is because of the we attach, or we are craving, or we attach, we craving to the fulfill our the five sense or five organs or five faculties. That is what that means. We attach the form or the matter or the the pictures or the vision. Whatever we see, we want to go for it again and again and again and again, more and more. Now, okay, so that is what that is trying to fulfill our I. And sometimes we like to hear. Well, sometimes somebody say, okay, I would like to hear the Dhamma. So is it not good? Somebody, yes, it is good. That is the good thing. But usually, I mean, once there is no Dhamma, what you will look is like, for example, in ordinary way, we don't like someone say us something bad, like, or someone gossip about us. If they do so, we are not happy about it. So we like to like, okay, he is very good, very nice, very kind, very good, very helpful, such of things. So that is we would like to the please our ear. So likewise we have a kind of desire. Now, in order to fulfill these five aggregate, okay, so aggregate means the like five faculties. We do more, we collect more craving, we collect the we means we go on and on, and this cause for suffering. So that is the nature of the mind, that is the nature of the untrained mind. Now you will see the wrong in seeing the things that you like continuously only when you see the real nature of in that sea. Did you get it? So what I'm saying is, ignorance will be understood, can be understand. We will see like, okay, this is ignorance. Once we see something is opposite to it. So what is the opposite of the ignorance? Is the wisdom. So that means when the adhamma, when the adhamma is there, nobody can see that adhamma as adhamma, the wrong thing as a wrong thing, because everyone doing it. There's nothing wrong. But what the Buddha do is show the things, well, that is, the whatever we do with the deluded mind, with the craving, the lustful, with greedy, that is wrong. Showing or giving the teaching them. And this is not the easy things. This is not the easy thing. You cannot find it. Well, so now whatever the dharma we are taking, like for example, we take now 5 precepts: not killing, not stealing, not sexual misconduct, not being addicted in the alcoholic, not gossiping, not saying lie. So, well, we say these are the 5 precepts, and there is others. For example, nahi verena verani sammanti kudachana. Hatred, never overcome the hatred. Or greed is not good. Hatred is not good. Delusion is not good. So what? This is the dharma. This is the Dhamma. Kindness, compassion, train your mind, do the meditation, train your mind. This is Dhamma. These Dhamma come actually when a Buddha or Tathagata is arise in the world. So, in other words, whatever you hear to the Dharma, okay, the teachings, these teaching come into exist with the origin of a Buddha. Before that, there is no teaching, there is no Dhamma. So there is one term is called the Abuddhopada Kala. Buddha means the Buddha, the blessed one. Abuddha means there is no Buddha. Kala, the time period where there is no Buddhas. Okay. Now within this, within this time period, you will not find a single Dhamma words. You will not find a monks. You will not find a monastery. You will not find a place where there will say something that cause to end of your suffering. Okay. Well, you may think, well, the Buddhas, before the Buddhas, there were so many other spiritualities training this and that. Yes, you can see, as we know, the Buddha also was following, right? I mean, before the Prince Siddhartha, after he's renounced from the palace, before he, the become the Buddha, he also went to under two teachers, teachers. So, but the Buddha realized those are not the final answer in order to overcome suffering. So that means those are still not the Dhamma, but this a kind of spiritual training. But this training can be the wrong. Okay, that can be the wrong. So we will talk now how these teachings are wrong. So in order to understand that, we need to read more about what is so called the Sammaditthi, right views. Okay, right views. All right. Now come back to the like, okay, then all these dhammas, now whatever to the more or less, we know all right, more or less, though we have different, the so-called the tradition to like Theravada, Mahayana, Tantrayana, Vajrayana, whatever it is. But still these are the some Dhamma words. And of course, here I think we need to be aware of another things. So there is something called the Buddha Vachana. Buddha means the Buddha, Vachana means the words of the Buddha. Also, now what are the words of the Buddha? Okay, what are the words of the Buddha? Now these words of the Buddhas are whatever the teaching, okay, whatever the teaching that lead to end suffering, okay, that is the suffering, the cause of suffering, the cessation of suffering, the path that leads to end of suffering. That is the need. If the teaching is fixed to this, okay, that is called the Buddha Vachana. That is called the Buddha Vachana. So sometimes I will tell blah blah so many things which seems like very nice, very good, very positive, but we can't take these things as a Buddha Vachana. So sometimes I have seen in the social media, sometimes the people are sharing some of the words and very nice, good, great words. So sometimes they are also trying to claim that okay, these are the said by the Buddha, said by the scripture, this and that. But some of the statements seem very positive, very nice, very good, very motivation. They are give a kind of motivation, inspire us. But in the deep examination, actually, those are not the, I mean, not the real Buddha's teachings. As I always said, like what is good and bad is another thing. What is right and wrong is another things. Okay. What is good and bad is another thing. What is right is wrong is another things. So what the Buddha do is actually what right plus and means what cause us to end suffering. That is the Buddha's teachings. Now the question is, okay, so can we find this Buddha's teaching? Can we find all these Buddhas every time? No, you can't find it. It's not easy to, the to find the Buddha's teachings. So sometimes you may means of course, tradition, we have many stories, but let's talk a little bit to this. I mean, since this is not easy to have the Buddha, Dhamma, Sangha, but right now we already have it. Now we don't see the value in this. We don't see the value in this. Why? Uh, why I'm saying so? Because we can see actually there is a, sometimes I feel personal, I feel very pity about some people around the world or some of the followers. Followers means, like, of course, I would want to say here, as I pointed out, send out, there is one file where I was talking about that there are three types of people in the world. Sekha, Asekha. Sekha means, Sekha means what? Okay, let me print out. Let me share that file. Sekha, Sekha, yes. Can I see? By the way, you okay, right? With my voice and everything, can you hear, right?
Yes, Venerable.
Okay, okay. See if you can hear, sorry, see this file. Can you see a file that I opened?
Yes.
All right, but I cannot see. Okay. Yeah. So now this is the point. Now, in the Buddhist, there is a two terms always in the following of the teaching. I mean, in order to talk about those who are follow the teachings, and we usually talk these two terms. One is called the Sekha, and the one is called the Asekha. So there is a sutta, it's called the Sangita Sutta. So it is coming from the Digha Nikaya, as you see. So in this sutta is talking about three kind of person in the world. Okay. So what are they? There are the Sekha, Asekha, and Neva Sekha, Na Asekha. Okay. So who is the Sekha? Who is the Asekha? Who is the Neva Sekha? Na Asekha. Okay. So it's called Tayo Puggala. Okay, because monks there are three kind of person. Okay, three kind of person. What are the person? Seko Puggala. In our language, there is people, person who are Seko, and there are the people or followers who are Aseko. In the same time, there are the people who are Neva Seko, Na Aseko. That means neither Seka nor Aseka. Okay. So what are the try to remember this. This is very important. Though you cannot take today what I'm talking all the things, but try to get these three terms and try to the observe it and try to see where you try to locate yourself in any of this. Okay. Okay. Now let us see who is the Sekha. So it says a Sekha is someone who trains himself in higher virtue, training the mind to a higher degree, training for the higher wisdom, or basically someone who is training himself in the eightfold path. Okay, fold path. So what are the eightfold path? Do you know what are the eightfold path? Yeah, eightfold Aryathangika Magga, right? Samma Ditti, right vision, Samma Sankappa, right intention, Samma Ditti, Samma Sankappa, Samma Vaja, like that. Okay, the eightfold path. So that means a seeker is a person or the followers or the learner who is following or the training himself. Okay, training himself higher, the higher sila samadhi prajna uh, through the eightfold path. And there are seven types of seekers. Now you see who are the seekers. Okay, the seeker are the people who train themselves in the eightfold path. And there are seven types of seekers. Seeker, what are they? The path to stream entry, Sota Panna. So this is according to Sota Panna, Sakadagami, Anagami, Arahat. And again, there is Sotapatti Pala, so Sakadagami Pala, Anagami Pala, and Arhat Magga and Arhat Chip. So there is Arya Attangi, Arya eight a noble person. So now here you remember this is only the path to Arahantship. Okay. So the one who is in the stream entry and he already got the fruits. The one in the path of one's returning, anagami, sorry, sakadagami, ekadagami. That means he will have only one birth in this, his samsaric life. Then after that, after having the realize the truth, he will become arahant and he will liberate it. Okay. Then anagami means anagami. So he will non-return. That means he will not be like if somebody become the anagami, okay, if somebody they become the anagami, so after passing away from his human world, he will born, some existence. From there, he will listen Dhamma, he will go from there. That's the idea. So, so now these are the types. Okay, these are the people or these are the followers who can be named as a seven types of Sekha. Okay. Now the Sekha means in a kind of who are already trained themselves and who are already in the path and who are already a kind of gone. Okay. They are very sure that they are already will be liberated. Okay. Okay. So this is the Pali, the meaning of this. So I'm not going to read. But let me read actually. Why not? Let me read for you. Seko, Sekoti Bhante. That means Bhante, Venerable Sir, Seko, Sekoti. The Seka, that means Seka, that means the learner. It says like there are learners, Vichati. That means people talk in a very normal way. You can say, Venerable Sir, uh, it says like learner or seko. But what sense? Kittavatanu ko bhante sekoti. But in what sense or how or by what somebody become the seko? Okay. Then he says sikkatiti ko bhikkave. That means tasma sekoti vichati. That means as we said, Sikha train his mind. Then kincha sikita, then what he trains, adi sila, adi chittam, and adi panyati. That means sila, samadhi, prajna. Right. So this is the what the this is who, or these are the followers who are can be labeled themselves as a Seiko. And what are the Aseiko? So if you want to know more about it, Seiko Sutta you can find. But of course, there's actually few Seiko Sutta. I think I forgot to name which one. There is few Seiko Sutta. Okay. Anyhow, if you go to all of them, it's okay. Yeah. So Asekha, now on the other hand, what is the Asekha? So Asekha is a person who is gone beyond the training and basically an arahant. So now, as I said, there is a eight noble person. Okay. The last, so these are the five, seven plus an arahant, because this is the arahant magga, this arahant pa. So after following this, he will become the an arahant. So it says basically who is already liberated, okay, who is already become the arahant, he is the aseka. So I don't know you, of course, since we are still learning, I know that I'm not, uh, I mean, we are not yet Aseka. We are learning, right? We are trying to learn more. All right. So here again, this in the Patama Aseka Sutta, Patama Aseka Sutta, that means first Aseka Sutta. So when it says the first, there should be the second one also. Try to read more about it in when you have the time. Okay. So this is the quotation. It says, "Venerable Sir, it is said, gone beyond the training." So gone beyond the training means Aseka, right? Venerable Sir, it is said Aseka. How a bhikkhu become Aseka? Here, a bhikkhu endeavored with the perfect right views. Okay, Samma Ditti, perfect thought. Samma Ditti, Samma Sankappa, Samma Vacha, right speech. That means eight noble path. So eightfold path. So he is, the practices, and he go beyond this. So such a one is gone beyond the training. So he is called the Aseka. So who we are? So others are Putujana. Others are Putujana. It's ordinary person or Putujan, ordinary person. So if you see yourself, if you find out yourself, you are still not liberated one. If you see still you are not in like the in seven of these, then you are still in the Putujana. So yeah. So now these are the people, these are the followers that follow the Dhamma. But in order to have this, we need the Dhamma, and that is not easy to find, or not easy to have it. So now, how it is difficult? What are the difficulties? I mean, how rare it is to have the Buddha in this world. So we will talk once we will start our next session. But very randomly, if you have any question regarding this session, I would like to invite you. So we can go like very, today's like very a kind of discussion way. So we still have the 6 minutes. That's why I don't want to start that. Otherwise, we'll interrupt it. But what so far we have discussed, if you have any question, you can raise your question while I'm, the preparing for the next slide. Yes, floor is for you now.